I guess the OD maybe a little bit similar, Leshrac a little bit similar, but the overall strategy has been, I guess, fighting, but with very different.
Oh, that's different.
They change it up right away.
Yeah, I think they're trying to keep EG on their toes, and EG, they adapt very well to something if you run the same thing twice, but when you keep throwing them something different every time, they don't really have time to adapt, at least get from game to game.
I think this is, it's also like, I was surprised actually they didn't pick up the Bat Rider the last game, because this is one of Monkey's one of the best heroes that comes to mind for him. Like this is his favorite hero.
In previous game, he played the Darkseer, was not able to be very flashy. Maybe the Bat Rider will seem to be a little bit more flashy.
Yeah, they saw the work that this hero did last game in terms of, at least initially early on, in terms of being able to give them that lane flexibility, which is what this hero is great at, and then kind of stop that Darkseer bottom from getting what needed or bullying their lane. And so I want to take that out of their hands this time. And there's the tree again.
Like you said, changing it up. This is, similar to what they did before, but definitely just throwing EG a little bit off the ways.
Do you like that as the first, like, as one of the first two? It's not like it's gonna get banned. Why not save it?
I think it's kind of like what people are doing with the Undying. This team picks Ogre. We're gonna pick Tree to kind of match it in that manner.
Reserve time.
Okay.
I expect us to see the same thing. I mean, Bat Rider is a hero that often has these like divey type of plays. You have the tree to help back that up. Wouldn't be surprised to see another Weaver, who may have been a better replacement pick, I think, for the Void last game, because that hero has pretty good laning presence and aggression and maneuverability against a hero like Ursa. And so maybe if they go that Weaver path again, you'll be seeing these tower dives and these constant fights early on.
And he also, I think, Treant Protector suppresses individual skill a lot because you won't get solo kills often in the lanes.
Yeah.
And you really can't shine in one-on-one matchups, which I think like Universe and Sumail do often. So the Treant Protector, and it also enables your team to actually get some solo kills.
He also protects your towers from split pushing and just being taken down quickly, which helps a lot with their strategy and how they play. If they're always 5-man in one place, hold on to your towers a little bit longer.
Well, we see Juggernaut opening there with the Ogre Magi from Evil Geniuses. Thoughts on that?
Good versus both heroes, able to break the tree armor very easily. It's good versus Bat Rider, just in essence because you have spin to remove stickies and you have your own like innate BKB to save yourself from the lasso or anything like that kind of. It's just, I mean, Jugs is a safe, super
It's
safe
just
pick.
a solid safe pick then, yeah. Doesn't really give away anything about what type of strategy they're running either, right?
Just like Ogre.
Just like Ogre, guess that. Look at that. Well, we have a Darkseer removed still because Universe is not playing Bat Rider. He is not playing Darkseer. What are we expecting from him? Because we've seen a Brewmaster from him, and personally I wasn't too big of a fan, even though I am a huge Universe fan, so I do like to see him on those playmakers, which...
I like Beast personally.
I like Beast, especially versus Bat Rider.
Beast, I think it gives them the element of being able to choose fights when they want without having the Naga Siren, because Naga Siren it's a different strategy. It alters your gameplay completely. But Beastmaster, you can just pick better fights, which I think EG are in desperate need of.
I absolutely agree. I wouldn't be surprised to see Disruptor again, both to deal with the bat and because of the teamfight presence that he does offer later on. And so, I'm not sure. I feel like maybe Complexity is going to start banning out more of Universe's hero pool this game. They might be convinced that this is probably a Sumail mid Juggernaut. Last game they banned him very heavily, both to Drow to help him in lane and to get rid of his heroes mid, like a Razor and such. So I wonder what the direction their ban is going to go this game.
So this is not going to be a Naga game? Or is there still a chance?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't think so, yeah.
Are you happy with that or sad about that?
10 seconds.
You wanted the Naga game.
I'm fine with both.
Yeah.
I mean, with the way that Naga game, it didn't really even feel like a Naga game because it was exciting. Usually Naga games is just like,
Exactly.
but that one was actually like very enjoyable to
Was
watch.
that your
throughout all the
Resident
stages.
Sleeper impression?
Something like that.
Close enough. Close enough. So we have the Ursa removed by EG this time. Alchemist as well out of the pool. Does it say anything, or is it just your standard run-of-the-mill bans? A little bit of the latter, it seems.
Yeah. I mean, the Alchemist ban makes sense just because of what happened to them earlier. They'd never want to play against it again, it seems.
I don't blame them. That was, what did you say, 1152 GPM, which is insanely high. Insanely high. Keeper of the Light, Swindle's Keeper, removed by EG as well.
And of the snowball heroes that can have an impact early on, like in fights, like you're talking about, if you're trying to 5-man, suddenly Alchemist has got Radiance plus something else, like that can just totally change the complexion of fights at 20 minutes or so. And so they don't want someone who snowballs like that. Maybe someone who takes a little bit longer to come online, like Naga, if they might be okay with, instead of Alchemist.
Well, let's see what Complexity is going for here, because they gotta reveal some more of their strategy. They haven't, Treant is great, Bat Rider is a generic good hero.
The
overall.
damage.
They need some damage. They
Need
need
some
some more
burst.
cores.
Just like they wanted something to pair with the Bat Rider last game.
Mhm.
And Ursa, Evil Geniuses suck the same thing with the Ursa. Ursa also pretty decent versus Juggernaut.
Yeah, Ursa's banned, but they could go for
Yeah.
like probably Spirit Breaker again themselves. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
I was
Ursa, but I
gonna
didn't
s-
see
yeah.
the ban. Yeah.
Spirit Breaker, maybe, I don't know, maybe Mirana again even, just because Cancel had such a good performance on it, and it leaves it a little bit open-ended because Z-Free plays it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Spirit Breaker could even work too, because it goes through the jug, it's easy to set up skanks for him.
That makes Disruptor an even more appealing pick for Evil Genius.
Do you want both your supports already though?
Yeah, I don't know if they want to reveal both right away.
You want 2 of your cores already? I mean,
Yeah.
there's
I think
yeah.
I think
Okay.
over two
Fair enough.
supports.
Especially because they showed the jug,
Yeah.
so at least you know one of them is that's either the mid or the safe lane.
Yeah,
So
we'll
they
move
go for the
around.
Mirana.
Which, I mean, to be fair, it could be either.
Yeah.
Could be support, could be core. We know both Z-Freak and Cancel play that very well, so will be interesting to see what they're gonna do with that. And it doesn't give anything away for EG, so they are gonna have
Yeah.
to make up their own mind.
I really like the Beastmaster for
Yeah,
EG
yeah.
this game. I think that they might go for like the Sanking route that they did earlier, but I think the Beastmaster fits better against the Batrunner. Just it enables the Juggernaut more and enables you to Ogre in a better manner because of the aura, be able to push down towers, take fights on your own accord.
How would you run it? Would you run it and just solo off, you
Yep.
know, generic style?
Yeah, they can have Kurt start up there a bit too. I
Yeah.
mean, he can just jungle too, but okay, so go for a different route. Chikiro.
What's your thoughts on Jakiro?
He's great versus Tree because you can just you're just gonna be kind of constantly whittling down towers. Of course, Tree can heal it, but if you're there with your Chikiro and you bring a couple extra heroes, that tower's definitely gonna go
Yeah.
down.
He has a bit of team fight presence and counter initiation, and also we've been seeing a lot of like strong dual lanes this tournament, so I wouldn't be surprised. Universe used to play this hero all the time.
He did.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's a dual lane with something else. Maybe they want to get the same effect they get last game, which was really bullying complexity a bit off the lanes a bit to slow them down.
The old school Universe Chikiro, back when Yules was OP.
I mean, that was only a small change, surely.
The mana.
The mana and the range, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those both were.
I guess so. I guess that's enough to nerf an item. Doesn't take much with tweaking.
Didn't move speed get nerfed too? I think. Maybe. Maybe not.
Did what get nerfed?
Move speed on it.
Well, the mana was big. It went from like 25 to like what, like 150? or
150,
something?
yeah, 165 or something like that.
Close enough.
Poor
Close
Jakiro.
enough.
Poor Jakiro. Weaver, it is the
Good
Weaver
call, Jack.
again. Good call, Jack, indeed. And how does it, because is it going to be your safe lane Weaver? It's going to be off lane Weaver? Well, obviously there's already Bet Rider as well, but how are they going to fit this in? Their plan.
Probably safe lane Weaver, the same deal. I mean, you can send a strong dual lane against him, but
Go for
he still
Sanking.
is able to farm and or get kills on you if there's any kind of rotation. So I think he's a more self-sustaining laner than some of the others that
Mhm.
you could put in the safe lane that still
Mhm.
count as the active core box. And so I think this is a good pick for them.
This is like what LGD did before, Sanking Jakiro, putting heavy pressure on the offlane. Emphasize a lot on getting your Sanking a great start.
Is that enough to slow down Weaver's farm?
I think so.
Yeah, it puts a ton of pressure for sure.
He's short range. so
Short
it's-
range and caustic. Yeah.
Does that make you revisit the idea of going more on a core or support? Like, does it favor either of the two? Do you want to have maybe a more bullying support rather than a Mirana instead of that? And put Cancel on Mirana then in that regard?
Yeah, I also don't think there's like that great of heroes for cancel left. Just with I think OD and Mirana are like his two best ones. Kunkka is okay too, but I don't think Kunkka matches up as well. And I would agree that you would need a stronger support in lane to make sure that Weaver has an okay time to do it. But the nice thing about Weaver is you can actually put him in the off lane and then put Bat Rider in safe lane. But regardless, I think Plexus safe lane is under a lot of danger.
Well, they need to fix that with one hero a pick and try to protect themselves from that. They ban out the Storm. Evil Genius is still lacking one hero, and I say one hero because it's a core. We don't know for sure yet if it's going to be a mid core or a safe lane core. So Sumail and Arteezy both play that Juggernaut. Curious to see. If you know you're going to go up against Mirana, what do you go for? What's good in laning against the Mirana? Is Juggernaut okay?
Yeah, Jug's okay. Poor man shield mid heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, plus we usually
Can
have that ogre who's called the bodyguard
Yeah.
by English and Chinese. So like, we'll probably just stand over there and throw some ignites to secure early lane.
I mean, if you're going to have an ogre there, you could basically put anything that you want mid. Right? It doesn't really matter. Ogre will do the job. He's a good bodyguard in that.
They need to pick a self-sustaining safe laner though, because if the Jakiro is going to be paired with the Sanking and they are going to do that, then Ogre, if he starts mid, they need to find something that can match up in that manner.
Slark maybe? I think Slark actually matches up well versus all their heroes. on Complexity's side.
Complexity
It's so good.
Nice.
Ben Wu.
The Mirana can't leap. Weaver can't Shikuchi away. You take down all your napalm stacks, and you take down living armor, and you don't have to worry about overgrowth.
The fixer of all things.
Yeah, I think he was.
Super scaling as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great
he's
call. They
nasty.
just don't have enough hard disable to kill him unless they execute very well.
And what's the peak timing that Evil Geniuses has with this draft? Feel? Like if they have a good game, if they have the game that they want, how fast are they
Once
gonna take
once Sand King gets blinking before Weaver gets his second item.
Okay.
Blink Lothar, right? Blink Shadowblade.
Yeah.
Those two items.
I think that's a pretty big window, I think, for them.
So they go for the Rubik.
Okay, so with Complexity's lineup done as well, what is their key timing? What are we gonna look at for them? What do they need to do to
Not lose the lanes.
not
Not
lose
lose
the
lanes.
lane?
Get decent Blink Dagger
Or
timing.
not lose
but-
the lanes that badly, because they can be behind, but not that far behind.
Yeah, that's
Well-
pretty much what we've been saying a lot. Complexity needs to just come out in it, at least even in the lanes.
What a great strategy, guys. Not lose the lanes. Let's find out if Complexity can do that and force it to a game 3, or if Evil Geniuses is going to take it 2-0 over to Toby and Purge.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, we're back. I'm kind of hoping for a third game, Purge. I don't know about you. I can
Yeah.
go all night. We can do this Dota thing.
I love that last game, but it really is about don't lose the lanes. That's what I was thinking. Same game. It starts so good against so many heroes that Complexity has. Pounce is great against Batrider. It's great against Mirana. It's great against Weaver if you've got a Sentry Ward. Basically, anywhere RTZ goes, he's going to have a good time. So I think coL's going to have to spend a lot of time dodging those bad lanes or getting good value out of what they picked.
Well, we were discussing that during the draft as well. It's like, so where did they move the lanes around? EG actually have ability to dodge the lane, try and get a better matchup up against that Batrider. And we now get to jump into the game, so we'll see how that goes. Crit's already doing reconnaissance all the way up onto the top lane. It looks like Universe are going to head out there, so it's going to be more of a standard Sumail, Juggernaut in the mid. Arteezy's going to go down to the bot lane. And Complexity aren't doing what we were wondering if they would use the advantage that comes from living armor to run the Weaver in the off position.
Yeah, it's really about lane prediction right now. I don't even know if we have lanes solidified. They're going to see where some EG heroes are. In fact, EG is clearly hiding right now, just waiting to see if they have somebody walk up the hill. And
Well, with this, we'll get a top rune fight.
yeah, that's actually what it looks like, and that's why EG is sitting around so safely. They would also be great to be able to force Arrow out of Mirana as well. Then Ogre's going to be able to get more advantage harassing in the mid lane. So that's going to be a lot about this first little fight. And the fact that they don't see EG yet has got to be pretty scary for them.
Arteezy's waiting on the bottom lane for someone to come and scout out. Like, both the observer wards of EG are so deep. Arteezy works it out. He'll just slip into the bottom rune, grab it up.
Yeah.
But not having him in this fight is going to make it a little bit better for Complexity. They're bringing everybody, the whole 5 down. So Arteezy making his way to the bottom rune.
They'll see
Here they
him.
go.
They know they're fighting.
Swindles is, yeah, they're just going to let it go out. So Arteezy will grab the first rune from the bottom and just go straight to lanes.
And one of the cool things is with this Zai sitting where he was, he spots where coL are heading their lanes. Weaver going to the safe lane with Treant Protector, so now they can more rapidly make their decision about how they do this. So it'll be a Slark on the safe lane versus a Batrider, and mid lane is just going to be the typical matchup, just Juggernaut versus Mirana. I think this is, as a whole, quite good for EG.
Yeah, it seems like, well, you said it, like, win the lanes.
Mhm.
This off lane of EG is very, very potent. Both Zai and Universe, great lane harassments, especially up against melee heroes, but this is when you have Moo come into the lane. Like, Swindles will add a little bit of regeneration back, and maybe even with the help of Z-Freak, they can try and find some of these kills, so they start up on top lane,
Level 1
looking
Swarm.
for this kill over on Universe. Level 1 Swarm from Moo can't get close, but that's the reason why Z-Freak's here. Drag him back. Universe has a lot of negative armor with the Fairy Fire. The bug is killing him off. He quickly sounds underneath the tower. The tower is actually helping him. Universe on 25 HP. He'll survive. Zai as well breaks free of the Scarabs. So barely living on this off lane. That's two very tanky heroes to get through.
And it cost them 2 salves on Sand King. They would have loved to get that kill, and it was really creative that they opened that with the Swarm. A little body blocking from Swindles. They definitely could have gotten at least one more right click there on the Sand King. And that was the moment they could do it before he has Burrow Strike. If he's got Burrow, he gets away. Almost
Bottom lane,
successful.
they should get the leash over on Monkeys. Chris just got Ignite, so it's more chip away at the Batrider. Arteezy is level 2, so he's already starting to shift that essence out of Monkeys.
8 stack on Ogre. That's going to offset his armor a little bit. He's pretty happy with this though. Fast level 2 because it took a while for them to rotate. As long as they can try to keep this dual offlane zone, they'll be pretty pumped. But for now, Looks like they'll stack large cam, maybe do some pulls in a moment. This is going okay for coL so far. Mid is actually important. 6 last hits though on cancel and 7 on sumo. Although sumo does have 6 denies. That's pretty nice.
You're always going to be pretty happy if you even trade with Sumail.
Yeah, that's definitely true. We've seen him outplay so many people today. And look at his skill build actually. He went for 2 points in healing ward early. 50% more value from the second skill points. And it doesn't actually cost more mana. So all because he just wants to get as much farm as possible. Normally we see more spin actually, just to guarantee last hits without harass. But I guess if, you know, it's a pre-level like 5 Mirana, it doesn't really matter if he uses Starstorm. So he'll just focus on the ability of him to right-click, and that's what Sumail's good at.
Bottom lane, another opportunity now for Crit. He's got the Fire Blast, but not the Ignite available. The Fire Blast will help set up for Arteezy. So Firefly won't do enough work, and this should actually be the first blood. Damage from Dark Pact helps out. That's Arteezy who spills the first blood.
He gets a buyout though, and that's boots as well as 2 TP scrolls. So not terrible there for Monkeys. And keep in mind, Batrider's one of his best
here's
heroes.
a push. Top lane, they pick him up, throw him back. It's a Sentry Ward. The let him see it coming with the Burrow Strike from Universe. Creates space, but will it be enough? Zai trying to get rid of the bug. The damage, it is still enough. The Weaver bug does the work. Universe running away from Z-Freak. Still needs to get rid of that Scarabeetle, but it'll time out now.
Ooh, man, you ever just have a bug on you for like 20 seconds? It's the worst, man. Never? Never, Toby?
I grew up in Australia.
So yes, you've got bugs on you.
Simple answer, yes.
And they were giant. Equally giant as the swarm.
Also, rather deadly, just like that one. Middle lane, Crit's going to come in, so they're going to shift the balance of the mid lane. Mirana may be okay with this, mainly because her bottle is now arriving, but stun, ignite, it's going to be more of a pain in the butt to cancel, especially if Crit. Okay, commit Fairy Fire. No, you're ticking down, too much harassment. So both these bottle charges needs to get that 4-minute rune.
Yeah, he really wanted to arrow the siege creep there, but didn't quite shoot it off fast in time.
Universe is not a healthy man either. He's running down and then Burrow Strike's the only safe way. He needs to get away from Z-Freak.
You know, this tri-lane is actually surprisingly effective, and I really think it's the whole Weaver core thing. Maybe a little underdone against these aggro dual lanes, because I mean, he's difficult to kill, he does lots of damage, he has insane mobility due to Sakuchi, and the swarm just gets better if there's more heroes.
Is this even meant to be a aggro tri-lane? Like, is EG only just being forced into this because the problem's Burrow Strike?
Z-Freak gonna be able to lift.
Yeah, he's gonna grab onto the Jakiro. Quick stun means he can't get the drag back, but Moo with Shikuchi gets through with him. You do have that dual breath, so Z-Freak living armor, keeping him alive, but Moo's looking towards Universe. Maybe now with Crit going up so deep, he gets the Orb of Venom hit off, and the Sand King gets the pop.
It was a really nice play there by Z-Freak. He puts a tree down using an Ironwood branch, but looks like Zai grabbed the other tree with a tango at the same time, so didn't actually buy him any time. Move though. Hero coming back.
Arteezy, bottom lane, gets the leash off. Monkey's going to push him back with a Flame Break. Arteezy, gotta be careful. Flame Break damage was amplified, but with no real big sticky napalm charges on him, he wasn't at too much peril.
And he's not at level 6 yet, which
mid
is
lane,
big.
Juggernaut, caught, is Z-Freak. Almost one of the oldest things in the book, but Sumail got all three! All three onto the Mirana. Z-Freak can't even get the kill. Can he? Yes, he will. The bottle charge was quick, but it wasn't enough to start with to regenerate him up. Monkey survives on the bottom lane too, on 33 life.
Rubik got 2 levels out of that, by the way. We're 5 minutes in. He's having a little trouble due to some of those deaths, but picking up 2 levels there, a big advantage that he needed.
And this also works too, the fact that mid's out for a while, gets last hit in Catapult. He's almost got enough for Arcanes. This is a lot of sustain for not just Z-Freak, but for everyone else.
And there's so many good spells from to steal this game too. Like, especially Dark Pact, obviously. A lot of the Jakiro spells are fantastic. Normally have a big upswing, that is to cast the spell, but Rubik doesn't have that problem. I don't know how he casts the spells, but they're always instant. He wants to maybe swing from behind again and attack the Jakiro, but he's just feeling out the map right now, taking a look. Gonna grab the rune first.
He can just wait for Sumail to come down to the rune. So Sumail drops down the healing wall. The illusions could try and take care of that. The arrow well off target from cancel.
Good try.
Yeah.
Not gonna be able to get the ward either, but...
And so Crit actually moves into the mid lane. Puts down an Observer Wall so they can watch some more of the rotations with his top lane. The bugs are coming out, Tree protected, the TP is coming out from Jakiro, and Zai will have enough life to survive this. No pesky little Sada sitting in the camp to give the extra damage.
You know, Z-Freak was a bit behind on levels, but just look how many Swindles has and how many Moo has. Moo's almost 6, Swindles is at 4. They're just getting a lot out of this lane. I think Z-Freak's gonna get a lift here too.
Yeah, with the Leech Seed, they set it up just enough time for Z-Freak to rotate in. but Moo doesn't want to dive underneath the tower. He's not level 6 just yet, so can't be too over-aggressive.
They're going for Monkeys Forever down here. He's going to have Firefly.
He doesn't have his TP. There's 10 seconds till it comes back off cooldown, so Crit will have to walk through the fire and the flames. Monkey's just trying to make it to the edge, and Crit doesn't go any deeper, but Monkey's, it's time to go home.
He's doing a great job just making them actually chase after him, and because of this, Arteezy's only 3 last hits ahead of the Weaver. Normally you'd expect it to be a lot more. Might grab Zai here, though.
There's the lead seat. Universe with the Pyro Strike forward. Z-Freak picks him up, throws him down. The Ice Path kept Moo out of the fight for a little bit longer. But Moo, now he actually does have the time lapse, so very willing to go for this fight. If he wants to dive under the tower with Shukuchi, he can do so. Sankey can kill the tree and protect it, but Moo, mana, time lapse, now he does it. The one charge just gave him just enough. But Universe waiting with open claws to try and kill him off, but again, Universe just doesn't really have that much control.
They actually did a lot of damage there. I think Swindles was right to try to play it out like that, but he only had a 10 stick and Sand King was able to secure the kill. Maybe first mistake of this trial, but I mean, look at Weaver, he's 2-0-2. He's got just about competitive last hits with the enemy carry on the other side of the map. This is going really well for coL, I think. They're definitely, I would say, winning the lane much better than last.
You want to watch Monkey's movements now. He's got Lasso up, cancel being initiated on Sumail. He does have Omni Slash, thinking of using it. Monkey needs to get that Lasso and stop Sumail from getting the ulti off. Able to do so, now in Light Shadow with the arrow follow-up. The damage is enough. He dropped both Z-Freak as well as cancelled down low enough that Omni Slash could have potentially awarded him a double kill, but Z-Freak repairs all the damage with the regen rune. Now to top lane, Zai and Universe trying to get out, but Monkey just rotated over. The quick Fire Strike with Flame Break separates them up. Weaver held in position by the Ice Path. Universe starts his TP, no stuns available. So it'll only be Zai to fall, and Complexity still making the lanes work, but CS-wise, EG's in front.
I don't know if that matters too much. I mean, the net worth is definitely looking really good for EG. Despite the ganks on Sumail just now, he's still top of the net worth. But there's 4 heroes on coL that are doing very well. And even Treant Protector's ahead of both support. The net worth on Zai right now, 300 gold. He doesn't even have Boots of Speed yet, and it's 9 minutes. They're very behind here. So it's got to be EG getting some pushes done here, or they've got to turn into ganks. And they've got pretty good gank heroes, but they've had such a rough start on a couple of those supports that they're going to offer very little when they actually do gank.
This is why now is a great time to rotate down to the bottom lane for Zai. This top lane doesn't work, you get a whole bunch of stick charges, but you got the 3 points up in Liquid Fire. You asked for a push. Shakiro is a great way to give that, and you go to your strongest lane.
And
you go to Arteezy's lane.
Yeah, he certainly is, but this Treant is level 6 at 9 minutes. That's one of the earliest. Usually he's trying real hard to hit 6 around 12 minutes, but so much combat early game. He's got invis, he's got saves on all of his lanes. It's looking great. And we saw what Cancel can do with Mirana last game, plus he's super warmed up on the hero. Played a long game on it.
You see Arteezy, he really wants that kill on Swindles, but Z-Freak comes in with the Fade Bolt. They got some good D-push. Quick pounce away from Arteezy, and then pounce actually stolen by Z-Freak. Remember, this guy is not only level 6, but 1,000 gold after Arcanes. I wonder if Z-Freak's actually thinking about that early, like, if he gets Blink.
Oh, are they gonna smoke past? They are actually.
Yeah, they are.
Pop it, this is a really good time here. If they can get a lasso off, I mean, this Jakiro is pretty slow. You don't actually have to use disables on him, you'll just kill him no matter what.
What was it Zai saying earlier? Like, there is no such thing as a 4th position right now, because I'm seeing Z-Freak as their 3. Their real 3. Crit moves over, there's your pickup. Ice Path needs to keep Batrider out of the play for the moment. Treant, ulti, holding Jakiro there, and now in comes Moo. They've arrived, the Flame Ray pushing Zai in just a little bit closer. Yeah. So heavy commitment from Complexity. They brought everybody but Cancel into this lane. And if I Cancel very quickly, TP's home.
I'm a little confused about his laning stage. I feel like Cancel is behind again, like last game. Sumail again, amazing. But he goes for Phase Boost, a little different build than we normally see out of Miranas. Usually they just go like Brown Boots, Aquila with a raindrop straight into Axe. But he does, he steals Burrow Strike, huge grab from Z-Freak. That's going to offset a lot of that lacking of damage with the delayed eggs that we saw similar to last game.
At this point, is it worthwhile sacking Monkey's Blink Dagger in order to get it on Z-Freak? Just because he's closer.
What do you mean sack? I mean, they can still get... Look at this, they're pushing tower bottom. Like, Monkeys has 900 gold and they're taking
wait for it. The arrow, it doesn't connect Universe. Hidden inside the Sandstorm, but Z-Freak gets the pickup. Remember, he's got the secondary stun with the Pyro Strike. Combine it with the Starfall. Z-Freak low on mana, but now the Moonlight Shadow. Does anybody have detection? Did anybody bring sentries? Nobody brought detection. So the Moonlight Shadow allows him to escape, and then even Blade Fury stolen in 6 seconds time, which he'll get because of the arrow from cancel. The Arcane Boots come off cooldown. So he could just spun away. So you take the bottom tower, and you get a kill on the SK with the rotation from Mirana.
A little surprised about the Blade Fury steal when he had Burrow Strike, but I think it was just so that he could have a higher chance of not dying on the way home. And coL continues to pressure bottom, just move constantly slamming away at a tier 2 tower. This game just started and already EG has no space to farm. I mean, on the bright side though, Arteezy is very close to his Shadow Blade. Despite these ganks being successful and the laning going so good for coL, EG is still farming incredibly fast. So once he gets this SB, that's going to be the question, can Slark make a ton of space?
Or can he just die? Monkeys is coming in, Arteezy with the pounce away, the flame break too far out for Monkeys. Even with the haste rune, he couldn't get close enough.
And it's totally fine. I mean, very, very unlikely they actually get that kill, but it makes him go back. He's not able to get last hits for a bit. They pressure a little bit on Sumail in the mid lane, don't get it, but I mean, they own the enemy jungle right now, and that's definitely somewhere where Arteezy could just sit and just collect as much gold as he wants.
Swindles. He found Zai. Starts off with the leech seed. Support needs to come in, and it is. It's rotating up through the river. Again, it's the man, it's the freak of Z. Rubik may not get there in time apart from a kill secure with a Fade Bolt, or maybe, yeah, that's going to be worth it. Gets the pick onto Universe, throwing back into the engagement. Sentries are here, so Universe can't hide inside that Invis timeout of the Sandstorm. Even Bloodlust from Crit doesn't give the movement. In fact, now Crit is in the middle of complexity. They go in deeper. You got the oldie from Swindles in case it gets a little bit rough for him, but it won't matter. A triple kill for the Rubik. Buy this man a Blink Dagger. Buy this man a Kondo. Sumail wants some kind of revenge for Z-Freak. Pick him up. Throw him back. Moo does still have time lapse available. The Scarab Beetle's well off target, but it keeps the Radiant Creep Wave at bay, allowing it to Fade Bolt down, and Moo really wants to finish off this building if possible. Macropie, a D push at least will take care of the Creep Wave. Omni slash in, Z-Freak spins, living armor, he's alive. They root Sumail and Z-Freak waits it out. He's got Fade Bolt, he wants to kill secure with the attack from the gem. It doesn't bounce down, it only hits Zai. So Pyro Strike back in from Universe. Crib will help out, arrow flies down, Zai able to dodge it even with that wingspan of his. Complexity will retreat for now.
They're fighting so well right now, especially Z-Freak. 6-1-6 at 14 minutes. He got his Blink Dagger finished, and this is one of the best games to have this.
You said it in game 1 when I was like, maybe you should have put him on the farming kind of hero, and he took the SB. But Purge, you call it. You're like, he's so great. He's like he's probably the greatest player on Complexity right now with this initiation movement, and he's showcasing it.
Cancel is looking like an absolute contender for that one, but I mean, Z-Freak is clearly playing amazing this game and has been lately. So with the Blink up now, every initiation is going to come at the drop of the hat. This means whenever Slark jumps on somebody...
5-second arrow hits the Juggernaut perfectly, and would you believe it? Z-Freak comes in and kills him with his own ability. Shame, shame, shame.
That's the best part. He didn't even have to set that up. He's,
Arteezy, maybe now. This is a big kill if Arteezy can take it. That's a lot of money. It's a wicked 6 streak. That Rubik is worth 600 and practically 50 gold for a Slark, who then also finds Monkeys.
They can't kill him without Z-Freak being there. He is the carry after all. I mean...
I was wondering if Slark could do it solo now with that Shadow Blade up and running. But he gets the kill, has another 1400, so Arteezy. Push him faster if it's Echo Saber or whatever it's going to be to deal with this.
Swindle's looking for vision here. Sentry goes down, they spot Arteezy, but he's gone again. Nope, that's a new one.
Yeah, but he's back in range of the tier 1 tower. It's a slippery little Slark. You're not going to be able to catch him easily, and Weaver just trying to get that tower with the Gemnate, still not enough. Easy gets the denial.
And Moo's kind of poking past, but he's just so much more survivable with this. With the living armor as well as the fast Dragon Lance, way more HP than we normally see. And most likely a Lincoln's going to follow it up just to stop things like Burrow Strike initiations.
Big space creation too. Mirana's getting all the farm in the world to get her Aghanim Scepter, so this won't be as late, but EG set up. That's the Observed Ward. Sentries are down for the Radiant. Fire Strike forward. They find the opening. Is it going to be enough? Weaver needs a time lapse. He gets it off! Then the ulti out from the Treant. On the run out, is there going to be enough damage? Nope, they're retreating. Batrider's already lost to the world. Now Z-Freak back in again, only steals pounce, but with the Ice Putt, they hold him there. Arteezy looking for more. They've already taken 2. The arrow flies in, secures the kill over on Jakira, but Swindles locked inside the trees. Of course, it is his natural habitat with the Creep Wave pushing Arteezy and Sumail in. Now they blink in with the Starfall. It's going to be another triple kill for Cancel. Mirana started the account on the Jakiro. and then caught the last two heroes.
I just can't believe they're able to make the fight last so long. And we're only 16 minutes into the game, but the positioning of coL in that fight, they got into the trees, they made it hard for their opponents to dive on them. It cost them 2 sentries, which really bit them in the ass at the later stage of that fight. And finally, cancel shows up and does the damage to clean up hard. And Rubik as well, staying alive, constantly getting his spells out. And what a big teamfight win for coL. Now Marana is towards the lead. He's ahead of sumail, and he's creeping up on the Slark as well.
And when this Aghanim Scepter arrives, the damage amplification into EG is going to be huge. At the same time, Z-Freak, because he's got so many levels, he's even got early points up in Nullfield. That's with a 4-4-1.
Yeah, that's great to have against Sand King, against Jakiro, against Slark. Slark's a good, like,
Pat Rider Blink.
60%.
Well, the Winged Fiends battle against each other and then get infested by rodents.
God,
Lock forward, now Universe, Burrow Strike's in, Burrow Strike stolen by Z-Freak too, and everything is Z-Freak's. And we can say, got it, we just expect him to have the best abilities now.
And again, they're just slapping away at a tower. It's Drow-esque, but with this much laning advantage, Weaver is looking really strong right now.
You can see how nervous Crit is. This is EG. They're meant to have the advantage with the buildings. You bloodlust the buildings, get so much more damage out of it. And then you've got Jakiro, which allows you to push buildings, slowing down their damage. It's going to be EG with that advantage, but complexity, too strong.
They're looking real good here. Absolutely handled the laning stage, but can they handle the late game? I mean, EG has shown that even if they're behind on gold advantage, and they're not that far behind right now, only 5,000. But with that said, they can easily be behind and still win games. They have great map control. I mean, I think Zai's definitely tilted right now, 0-9 and 2, but the rest of their players are consistently quick thinking. They stay cool and they do the right things in the crucial moments. So absolutely, EG can still win this. They just got to get some effective ganks off.
Zai's just trying to show Melk how it's done.
He's on path, that's for sure.
Oh, only his other cores do a lot of work. Moonlight Shadow, complexity. Looking for that initiation, but yeah, with the Sentry Ward down, Slark's going to see him quickly inside the Shadow Blade. Blink, Burrow, and the dust from Z-Freak holds RTZ in position. He gets the Dark Pact off, running away with the Macropire down to Complexity, taking some heavy damage, even getting hit by the Dual Breath. Crit stands his ground with the lasso out from the Bat Rider. They'll pull him back. So Complexity do still find a kill, but it's not really the one they want.
I think they're still happy with it, though, because now they can defend the top tier one. Maybe even land an arrow here. Oh, they've got it. Oh, the creeps.
Sumail's TPing out under the cover of Spin.
It wouldn't have been long enough if Cancel had gotten in melee range kind of a thing, but he's going to live just fine. Either way, still good for coL. They burn the Midnight
Look to the mid.
Cancel leaping into trees as well, so he's not going to be able to be here for a bit.
Okay. Let's look at this seriously. When Z-Freak has an Aghanim Scepter, what are we looking to see him steal that could actually be amplified properly? I don't think he's going to get Macropire.
It's entirely possible. It'd be a great spell to steal. Lasts for 30 seconds, does pretty good damage. Omni Slash, Burrow Strike, Macropire. Those are the 3, I think. So you can't steal Unrefined. Slark doesn't have an eggs. A lot of great steals. A lot of basic spells to steal, though. I mean, any Jakiro spell is amazing, especially Ice Path. Again, no cast animation. You just throw it out. And it's 2.5 seconds is done every 9 seconds in an AoE.
It's kind of unfair that he can take abilities and just make them better because of the lack of cast.
Kind of, but this is why we see Rubik in games now. It's pretty fun.
Not to mention his laning phase. Winter and I were discussing this one as well. It's like we just need somebody that can function really, really nicely in the laning phase. And there's so many other options, but then you're like, Rubik can actually counter with it straight away, and he can push back lanes with Fade Bolt. Even push out lanes with Fade Bolt if he wants to.
If he's got the mana, definitely. But the big thing is all the towers are pretty full HP, and again, the Treant advantage rears its head. This is the hero that they used to beat EG in the 3rd game of the last time they matched up. And while coL lost the last game, they kept it pretty close, and with this game going the way it is, I have a lot of hope to see a very, very close series.
Yep. It would be the dream if we could have it. Complexity right now are going to grab Roshan. They might get there in time. Actually, they just burned Fortification for no reason. So the top tier 2 tower was under attack. Backdoor regeneration was going to be there anyway. So Fortification down for Complexity is not... Oh no, was it just an enemy?
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
If they can take the tower, it's worthwhile, else Living Armor's going to bring it back up again, and that's my correction.
Oh, they are moving into position though. They popped a smoke just to approach here. Cancel's approaching from the front.
Look, oh, the arrow! Artesia only barely dodged it. Now he starts the animate, the attack on the Cancel with a Burrow Strike. They don't have it. They don't see him. The dust comes too late. He'll leap away to safety. And now the Scarabedal's down. He's going to have to work his team back in. Maybe with that overgrowth. Swindles the hold. Omni Slash is all on Z-Freak. Bouncing down the Swindles. Another arrow flies up, but it just gets soaked. But Creep Wave with a lasso, they can't pull Smell back to the tier 3 tower. Still a 1-for-1 trade-off. Artesia on the hunt. The epicenter arriving in from Universe with no null field. Z-Freak will buy back into this fight. But EG, they took the tower again. Zai, there's always one support from EG that hangs behind and keeps Complexity from chasing the other cores.
It's a great fight there for EG. I'm quite surprised they didn't grab Mirana on the backline, but she had just a little bit too much HP and Living Armor keeping her alive there.
They just didn't have the vision too. The Sentry and the dust didn't come down. Like the dust came, but she leapt away at the same time it triggered her.
Mm-hmm. I think this was mostly a result of the fact that they did this trade again. They took the Roche, they slowly gandered all the way to the top lane, and at that point the wards were set up. EG was completely set up for that fight, and they got to initiate in a good way. But if that fight was more even on the beginning, with the Aegis advantage, coL wins it. Or if they just don't do the trade in the first place, defend their tier 1, wait until a better opportunity, and then take Roche, the game could be completely different. But EG definitely got back in this game in a pretty big way there.
Artesia with both Silver Age and Echo Saber. Something else to keep in mind that he's actually like reducing that burst damage that Mirana is counting on.
Yeah, that's actually really huge when she has Ags, because as soon as you hit her with the break, she's going to drop a Star Storm no matter what, because you're the first creep that you see, and it gets reduced. And then if she does it again, it gets reduced.
Complexity are on the hunt. They have a fresh Arcane Rune sitting inside the Mirana. They don't have Moonlight Shadow, so this is a maneuver with smoke, but you can see a big X marks the don't go area from Crit.
Oh, Moo might be able to get this crit. It's going to be a little tough. It's going to take 2 Sakuchis, and he might... Oh, it's going to crit to the right.
It comes towards him.
Big grab there. That was a Hyperstone.
That had the Mjolnir recipe on it, plus the Hyperstone.
That makes Jug a lot better, but 3 minutes now, it's gone.
No, Artesia not playing Naga anymore. He's creep skipping out the mid, trying to slow down this push, but Complexity just need the range creep. Keeps the backdoor regen off, and they'll take the tier 2 tower, leaving now only 2 remaining outer towers 24 minutes into the game.
Well, we'll see if they... I mean, they pretty much have to back up. There's no creeps on the way.
That was Monkeys just... If someone's in the wrong position, I'll have a go.
Yeah. Oh, 6 Centaurs down. Damn. Oh, he was destined for greatness. Did you see that? That was like an above-average Centaur, and now he's dead. Dead forever.
Man, that Centaur's so old school. He'll even sleep during night.
Did he?
In Warcraft 3, they did.
Yeah, I know they did. I just thought he was a talented newcomer, that's all. There's the offlane comparison here. Pretty good hero damage from Monkeys, but really the space creation that he provided in the lane stage was fantastic. And a little bit more kill participation out of Universe, but he's pretty farmed. I mean, Force Staff is quite good. They're cutting creep waves again, but this is what EG is all about right now. They're not quite ready to take a real fight. They also don't want to take a chance with coL going high ground, especially with Batrider advantage.
So you just get farm trade-off for losing potentially buildings.
And split pushing, obviously. They're basically playing the similar Naga strat without the Naga. So Universe going to sit top. They still have great Observe rewards. At some point, coL should pick up a gem.
Why does this push feel so much harder when Moo doesn't have a Blightstone?
Because it is actually way worse. It's like a 30% damage increase or so when you've got a Death Sove. So definitely is useful, but it's more important that he just has HP. They don't have the best hero saves. I mean, they've obviously got the Treant Protector, but they keep Weaver alive and he gets a time lapse off. It's entirely different than him having a little more damage.
This trade push, are they giving... Okay, I love this from Swindles. Swindles actually bought both of the tomes of knowledge,
okay,
and gave them both to his brother.
I mean, honestly,
it's both to Z-Freak.
I think it's a great play. Changed null field from 10% magic resistance all the way up to 18, and if he gets another one, 22. That's almost a free hood for everybody on his team. It's a big advantage against things like Epicenter.
Also brings him close to that level 16, so if he does actually have the Aghanim Scepter, and I suppose he's like holding onto spell duration is going to be a real problem when he can keep stealing everything. Yeah. Like 2 seconds is the gap between stealing abilities.
That's going to be the least fun thing about Z-Freak's play this game. He's going to steal Burrow Strike and he's going to be like, but I want to cast another spell. I don't want to wait 10 seconds.
Okay, can I just get a new one? I can still Burrow Strike back again later, right?
It's like, I'll take this spell temporary, but I'm going to get Burrow again later in the fight.
I said just buy a refresher roll so I can get double Bio Strike.
Right, they got the gem now, so finally we're going to see some of those observer wards from EG's side go away, but now they're slightly missing their window from the courier snipe, but it's not the end of the world. It would have been great for them to take a fight. The Mjolnir gone, but the Omni Slash is really the thing that was wrecking coL in that last fight. Just ripped their supports apart, especially Z-Freak, normally able to kite around multiple times during fights, but because he's going Ags immediately, he can't get a Ghost Scepter, and then by the time he gets a Ghost Scepter, it might be Diffusal Blade time. Maybe they're missing a window here, but EG played it in a great way. Push out the lanes, don't let coL take a fight, and wait till you get your items. Now they got them.
There's Samel's push. Mjolnir now back on him after the courier respawned. Push comes quickly, but Moo's having a good time as well. Up on that top lane, Lincoln's Dragonlance, another 2.6k gold over on that Weaver. So we said he was lacking a little bit of damage, and he's actually going to do the same thing.
I was wondering if some Weavers were going to start doing this. I saw this build on Rio Barraza's stream a long time ago, but Gemini does work with Maelstrom now. It has for a while, in Dota 2 at least. So every time that your Gemini attack hits, you can shoot out lightning, and you can have 2 lightnings out at the same time. You used to not be able to do that. So it's a new build. It doesn't give him survivability. That's the big lacking, but the whole ability to do tons and tons of AoE damage, and the lightning jumps like 900 range. It means everything dies in the creep wave.
Do you just leave it at this and then build into another item after it, or do you actually complete up the Mjolnir?
That's a harder question. I kind of feel like that's too all in on straight damage increases. Attack speed's already pretty good. I mean, Geminate, he's already getting a lot of the value from Maelstrom. I feel like he just goes straight into a hybrid stat item, maybe something that increases
You're thinking
HP.
Scotty?
He could actually get Scotty with Maelstrom. It wouldn't be a terrible idea. Gives him HP, gives him armor, gives him mana.
Potentially, he could start cutting out Samael too. Obviously, that's
that
going
would
to
be
be
good.
difficult to do, but
I'd love to see it, and the main reason Weavers never buy it is because Deso's so good with the hero, but I think there's some value in Maelstrom here, especially when he gets Mjolnir, when he has the money.
see a different build coming out from Cancel this game. So Blink, Aghanim, Scepter, and BKB is his item of choice. So Cancel really wants to be in the middle of these fights, and there's a lot of magical damage in there. He's got to survive.
Yeah, and the problem is, as soon as Slark pounces him, he's pretty much along for the ride and has to try to live it out. But with BKB, pop the BKB and he gets
they're coming in.
This is
It's not going to be a great pincer. That arrow, in fact, is going to crack the creep wave. But a Gem of True Sight was just purchased. They smoke and they move.
Okay, this could be really good for EG here, especially if they get a pounce off the bat or a burrow strike from Universe, especially before
the
BKB.
Gem is over on the Slark. They're invis. There's your Blink Lasso. They actually get the hit onto the Bat Rider. Evaporates. Cancel trying to bring in the damage, but it's not going to be enough. Z-Freak locked inside the Magnifier, trying to escape out on the right, so he picks up the Juggernaut, throws it back, but Omni-Slash is still available, and now she lets it rip on Moo as well as Swindles. Vision's on the ground, but the epicenter from Universe comes in at the right time. Cancel. They have to be careful of that damage. Universe on 24 HP. Swindles punch him in the tree line, and now it's a jump away. Samael is on the run. The arrow flies from Cancel. Samael, he'll dodge it. Didn't have the greatest vision on that run, but Complexity take the fight with a 2-for-4 trade-off, and I believe, did they actually...
No buybacks, can you believe that? They still have the gem.
Swindle's got the gem.
I'm so surprised that coL
Actually,
even
no,
did
that's
that well.
his own.
I can't believe they did that well in that fight, considering that Batrider's lasso was instantly countered. There was a double Starstorm, which was really effective, but it just looks like such a good fight for EG on the high ground. Maybe if Z-Freak got killed on the right side from the initial chase, that would have been fantastic. But
that's why they couldn't see him as well.
Yeah, it's a late dust there by Universe or something, not quite sure. But Cancel on the backside got multiple Starstorm follow-ups, and the important thing, Arteezy went down, using his ulti almost right away. No Omni-Slash kill.
Why does it feel like Samael was almost a non-factor just because he spent most of the time chasing down Z-Freak?
Yeah, that was it. If he got that kill, it changes everything. Like right now, Sumail could have committed, probably killed Cancel by himself. But because Z-Freak's there, you got to get out. You can't commit to that.
And now Z-Freak has the Aghanim Scepter, so these fights become absolutely chaotic for EG.
And he's got
He still has the Omni-Slash.
That's 12 slashes, baby. Time to kill somebody.
It's only level 2 at the moment, but that's okay for him. By the looks of it, EG is willing to fight. They're coming out under the cover of smoke. They're pushing out the bottom lane with Samael, and attention turns towards Roshan.
They're ready to take this fight for sure. I mean, coL's after winning that last fight as well. They pop BKB. They've got another one 9-second Invis Rune on Mirana as well.
Okay, like really, right now, this is Admiral Akbar level of bait. You know what this is. This is an ultimate trap, but complexity. That's not a sentry warp, that's an observer warp, but with the gem and the Fire Strike, again, it's Monkey's being initiated on the Omni Slash. Rubik, he tried to actually go in for the SK. The Macro Pyre is down. Once the Freak got now, is actually going to just be his Dark Pack. There's much damage into Samel. You've lost your Bat Rider, you accept it, but with the Lightning Shield, finally the Juggler's pulled down. A Universe! A huge epicenter! Complexity, the Fire Strike, and the Freak! He actually stops the SK in his track. Now Crit is trapped with the freaking Faithful from the side. Side tries to escape. Ice Butter stolen! Come on! This is the Frog of Freak! Balance is not an issue. Complexity! Schooling EG in the fight, looking to take this to a third game. They take the gem as well back.
Look at that gold swing, and they were ahead already. He almost died like 3 times, and he just kept stealing the right spell, especially the Burrow steal, and then the Ice Path. I mean, that was flashy. I don't think he needed Ice Path, but he still did it, and it still raises my esteem of the guy. This guy's absolutely dominating. He's been in 26 kills this game. That's almost a kill a minute as a Rubik.
You know what, I actually thought I was completely spoiled watching Jirex play earlier today when I got to cast OG. But Z-Freak has just taken it to the next level, and let's see. This is the man himself. How does he handle this? This is his perspective.
How did the Omni Slash go? I saw a lot of stuff flying around.
He started on the SK. He started on the SK, and then the Sandstorm, he lost the vision. And pick up Steel Shadow Dance.
Right here. Surrounded by 3 heroes, but the Dark Pack removing some of the Fire Blast at least. And then he went for another steal here.
And now Universe. This is where Universe arrives. So the initial kill he doesn't get. Waits out the stun, takes the Fire Strike on 20 HP, drops down to, and now they're going for a fight up on the top lane, bringing down the SK.
And they pick up a big kill with that SK. No buyback there on Universe, which means that they can try to do some high ground. The Mjolnir's finished as well on the Weaver, so he's pushing real fast. And his HP's not bad at all, 1860, despite the item that gives him no stats at all. And it just pushes so fast, look at that. Deso would not even get close to doing that.
Here they come. Macro Pyre defense times I. It's only a level 2. They have fortification available, EG, so they start off with the Ignite cancel, doing this little leap dodge thing. Start this at the very beginning of the laning phase, and EG aren't here to fight. TZ does actually have his TP scroll up, but he's looking to creep skip this out. Slow it down that way. And this creep wave will evaporate. Without this creep wave, it's got to stay on it.
He's taking some damage here by the Macro Pyre.
Oh, nice arrow as well as the perfect Ice Path. That was from Z-Freak, by the way.
Blink Ice Path is amazing. The speed that it comes out, they can't predict it. And that's just, the Rax is dead.
Yep.
All because of that first SK kill and now finally grabbing the Ogre.
Samel's going to spin and TP.
Ooh,
Who's jumping in as cancel with the Blink Starfall. And Samel is actually on the run. There goes your spin.
No way to stop this one, unless Z-Freak steals something cool, I guess. No, there's actually no... I don't see any stuns that go through BKB, so... Except for Overgrowth, of course.
Lasso.
Oh, and Lasso, yeah.
That's kind of your primary one.
Not going to find anybody on the back line. They will probably find these wards in a moment, if they go the right way. See? Kind of like Swindle's pickup as well, just going for a drum. It's an item that's a little undervalued mid and late game, I think. Definitely mid game, though. The amount of attack speed it gives you, 25 attack speed in team fights can be absolutely amazing. Not to mention 13% movement speed, get outside of a split up the Omni Slash or dodge the Ice Path. There's a lot of great reasons for that.
Look at Complexity, they're just coming again. And why not? EG, that Observer Ward and Sentry that's been planted down, and in fact they're going to lose one of their Obs wards, so they're not going to have great vision over the back end of this fight of Complexity. But you still have the Aegis in the hands of Mu. So while you've got that and time lapse, this is just a no-brainer. You keep going and Z-Freak again! The Blink, Ice Path, return Ice Path in Universe. The Fire Strike's big. Candle's dying quickly. They're running out outside the Macro Pyre. That's the heavy damage. But Mu, low on life. Remember, he still has the Aegis. They buy back instantly on cancel.
That's fine. I mean, they're so far ahead. All they need to do is take a Rax here, and they're 2 racks up. And that was the Omni Slash, I believe. Yeah, Omni Slash used. The Slark ulti was used. And the only downside is Mu's at about half HP, but he still got Aegis. And they didn't use BKB on cancel either. Very properly saved it.
It's looking for Universe. Remember, Epicenter is up still for Universe. So we can find the opening. Z-Freak jumps in. He's playing bait game, but they get the stun. It's the bash from Arteezy that stopped him. And the Ice Path, he captures Monkeys. He tried to jump in and go next level, but gets caught himself.
A little bit of pinging on the Weaver as well.
Z-Freak doesn't get what he wants both times. Sandstorm then gets his Dark Pack. TZ starts the attack over on Move, but with the Hurricane Plank into a lasso, the stun is there on Monkey. Can't get up at the epicenter. It's Universe on a big hero of his, but it's still not enough work. They're losing too many heroes. 2 core buyback. EG, they must repel the complexity invaders, and maybe they can do it, or maybe they can't. Move's doing his work. He's still got Aegis, he's still got Time-Lapse, and he's still got a lot of friends on the front line. The stun is there, but they still can't kill off Z-Freak. SK will go down, an ultra kill for Move. Bottom racks may fall, but the game is gone too. We're going to a third, we're going to a decider.
What a beautiful game, man. That was just coL dominating from the beginning to the end. They were a little bit behind on farm, but sometimes that is all it takes.
Look at Z-Freak smile.
You just want that snowball advantage. You could tell that was Z-Freak's game there to win, and he absolutely... I saw barely any mistakes from the guy. Pretty much everybody on coL played amazing.
This is the danger zone. This is the real big danger zone for EG. They drop down, you can